So the lighting in this video might be a little bit strange. That's because I just went and bought a super cheap LED light bulb and it was like crazy green. So I colored on it with red dry erase marker to see if that would help, and it did. So make it that what you will. And speaking of colors, what a great transition. I wear a lot of black. Now you on the other side of that camera might think that I wear a normal amount of black. Like in my videos, I oftentimes wear a green shirt or a purple shirt or a red shirt. But that, my friends, is an illusion. Like sometimes I wear colors, but let's be real. Up until recently, I owned 2 pairs of pants. Black and black with white polka dots. My fancy coat? Black. My gloves, black. My hat, black. My watch that I really like to wear even though it's out of batteries, black. My new purse, my fancy boots, my winter boots, all black. And like 50% of the shirts that I own, and more importantly, like the 50% of my shirts that I own that I actually like to wear, all black. Now see, I have a perfectly good reason for why I wear so much black. See, when I was in high school and college, I worked in a very fancy restaurant and I had to go buy a bunch of nice black shirts to wear there, so I just held on to them. However, that doesn't really explain why every subsequent article of clothing I have bought has been black. If I was being totally honest, I would say 98% of my decision to wear black was self-imposed. In real life, I look like some sort of eyeliner reverse goth, or an inverse ghost, or Peter Pan's shadow run amok. Now this ain't exactly news. I've been wearing a ton of black for years now, but the fact that I look like I got lost on the way to a beatnik poet convention was recently re-impressed upon me by my host mother, who, after I pointed out that I wear a lot of black, started pointing out other clothes in the shops in other colors that I might look good in. Now while her suggestions were kindly made and well-intentioned, they, like her suggestions that I keep my hair long, will ultimately fail. This is partially because I'm stubborn as all heck and I will immediately resolve to do the opposite of whatever you suggest I do, and partially because I like wearing black. And keeping my hair short, for that matter. But that made me wonder, I mean, why the heck do I like black so much in the first place? I mean, some of the reasons are obvious, like my mom used to tell me when I was little that I looked good in it, and I've had guy friends tell me that every guy will be looking at me in that black dress, etc. But one of the main reasons I think I actually like wearing black is because I like to upset people's expectations about me, and by extension, kind of their expectations about everybody. See, as implied by the descriptions I said earlier, I think wearing a lot of black sends certain social signals. I look kind of gothic, but I don't actually wear chains or crosses or lots of that kind of makeup. Or I look like a beatnik, but minus the cigarette and bongo drums. I think most people assume that I'm kind of artsy or sleek and elegant, or maybe French, which are all lovely things to be, but I'm not any of them. I studied chemistry in college, which is like the least artsy major you can have, and I am many things, but I don't think sleek and elegant are among them. And after living in France for 3 months, I can guarantee that I'm also not French. I guess I just love the idea that if people got to know me, even a smidgen, they would realize that I am not the person they were anticipating me to be, and shocking people in that subtle way is just infinitely satisfying to me, which is frankly a little cruel. A slightly older, more self-reflective Katie here, please note the black jacket. I'm here to tell you that I wrote the script for this video up to this point last October, and I was going to finish the video like this back then. All of this made me think about the results of a personality quiz I took recently. Now, I haven't ever read a personality description from one of these quizzes that makes me think that somebody like peered into my soul and saw the true me. Except for maybe that one time BuzzFeed told me I was a Slytherin, but that's another video. This particular description was super thought-provoking because I felt like it missed the mark so spectacularly. And then I was gonna go on about how I thought the description of my personality type was condescending, and how that may have been driving me to disagree with the personality characterization entirely, and how I didn't feel particularly spontaneous or unconventional as the quiz said I should be. But here's something interesting. I've changed my mind. This quiz claims that I am an ISFP, or an introverted sensing feeling perceiving. Whatever that means. Basically, I'm supposed to be spontaneous, creative, and charming, an artistic type who sucks at planning ahead, has the tendency to do risky things, and may be too sensitive for her own good. Oh, and I'm supposed to have the tendency to get way too angry way too quickly. Now, I agree with like a solid 70% of what this quiz says about me. Like, I value my independence, and creativity in what I'm doing matters a surprisingly large amount to me. I have a fairly short fuse, and I'm way too sensitive. But I don't think I'm especially mysterious, as implied by the romantic relationship section, nor am I risky or particularly spontaneous. In fact, I'm not entirely convinced that I actually know who I am, which makes this whole determining my personality thing kind of like throwing darts at a dartboard on the wall behind me. I'm not 100% sure that I'm hitting the board, and really, I'm not even sure that the board exists. I'm just sitting there carefully examining each dart that I receive and hoping to extrapolate the entire dartboard from their existence, and hoping that maybe someday I get to turn around. So all of this is to say that I recently ripped a hole in my black pants and I had to go buy some new pants, and I had like a little crisis about it, like, should I stick with my sense of identity and buy black pants, or should I try something new and buy them in other colors? Yeah, it was stupid. I ended up buying these, which are black legging type pants, and these, which are extremely dark wash denim. By the by, I'd be really curious as to what personality types you all are. The link to the quiz is in the description, and you should leave me a comment with your personality type and whether or not you agree with its description. And saying like, subscribe, and comment still feels weird, so I'll say it in my next video, and I'll see y'all next time. On the wall behind me. It's so hard to point. John Green, I feel your pain.